Hello and welcome to another little story from India. It's called the Maharajah's Garden. Once upon a time there was a Maharajah who had a beautiful garden which he loved very much because he had almost every plant he had put there himself. And every day he went there and he enjoyed all of the plants. He enjoyed the sweet smell of the flowers, the colors of all the blossoms. He enjoyed the shade of the trees and the fruit of the vine and the berry bushes. And he really loved it. And the hottest hours of the day, he loved to spend in the shade of the huge trees. Now one day he came into his garden and what did he see? All the plants were looking so sadly. They were dry. They had their leaves hanging down instead of putting them towards the sun. And he went to the oak tree and he said, "Dear oak tree, what's the matter with you?" "Oh," said the oak tree, "you know, I cannot grow as high as the fir, so I don't want to live any longer. I'm ready to die." And he went over to the vine and said, "What about you? Where are your fruits?" And the vine said, "I don't want to live any longer. I cannot have this sweet smell and fragrance like the rose has." And so he went to all these plants, and each and every of them said they were sad and ready to die because they did not have what others have. Oh. And now he saw a tiny little flower, a forget-me-not, and that was blooming and showing his brightest colors he ever could. And he went to the forget-me-not and said, "And you, little forget-me-not, what about you? Why do you look so happy?" "Oh," said the forget-me-not, "that's easy. You see, when you put me here, I thought that you wanted a little forget-me-not and not an oak tree and not a rose, because if you had wanted that, you would have put an oak tree or a rose there and not me. So I simply try to do my very best as a forget-me-not." The Maharajah listened to these words and brought it over to all of his plants and told them what the little forget-me-not had said. And he told the wind to spread this message all over the world to all the other plants. I do not know whether the plants recovered and regained their will to live, but I do know that a saying we have is very true, and it says, comparison is the safe, secure step to unhappiness and unsatisfaction. Because as soon as we compare each other with others, there will always be somebody who is more successful, more beautiful, more, I don't know whatever, who has more luck in his life, who is healthier. And we can simply try to be the best version of ourselves. That's all we can do. And this is a lot. And this is how our Creator meant us when we were created.